everybody, and welcome to another episode of Healthy AF. My name is Amy Chang, and I'm a health coach here with Healthy Life, Health and Wellness Coaching, and I'm so glad you're here. This is our last podcast in 2025. I'm so excited. We've made it the whole year, and like many of you, I'm sure, our topic of the day is coming out of my reflection of the year that we've had. As I got into December this year, I looked at what I wanted to happen in 2026 for Healthy Life, Health and Wellness Coaching. And one thing I typically do is pick a topic for each month so that the content I create to serve y'all has a rhythm and a flow and feels like it's connected to what we might be doing in our lives at that time. Typically, January then is all about motivation and goals and actions and resilience and setting yourself up to really stay sustainable with the New Year's resolutions that you set forth for your year. But this year I got thinking something a little bit different. I look at the programs that I'm offering through Healthy Life, Health and Wellness Coaching this year, and one of our big offerings is women's group coaching. The women's group coaching lasts for the entire calendar year. I did it for the first year last year, and I had to decide then this month, December, what was I going to do with that? Was I going to offer the group coaching again? Was I going to offer it to the women who are already in it? Was I going to expand it? Was it a program that was just 1 year and then quit? And did I want to do it? And how well did the participants benefit from the group? And would it serve them moving forward? So I'm having all those thoughts in my head as I'm looking at what content am I going to create and what's going on in our lives. And it dawned on me that January is for community and connection. That's how we get through our New Year's resolutions and our new healthy habits that we want to do. And B, I don't think we do it very well. And lastly, the women's group that goes through the year is powerful because it creates community and connection that is intentional and intimate. And that's the area of connection that I see most of us yearn for and miss the mark on. So I got to thinking about the power of community and connection when we are inside times of growth and transformation. So what we're going to do here coming up in the January content is we're going to look at different kinds of connection and how we might use them, look and see what we have in our life, what we might need to build up in our life. You know, I, like y'all, have several different types of connection. And I remember in one of the podcasts during the summer, I think I talked about community and how even the guy who lives on the third floor of one of the houses that I have my early morning bike ride past is part of my community, as I wave to him, good morning, when I go by, and he booms his voice down to the street, good morning. You know, that is part of my community. And so we have all these varying types of community and connection. I just wanted to give you an idea of what's coming to you in 2026. Actually, this it was a friend of mine and I had a conversation. This is a friend that I have a very intentional connection with. We decided actually 2 years ago to call each other every day. And we decided that because when that bad day hits, or when we're feeling frantic and we don't know what to do, or we want to isolate, the phone is so heavy. So we decided, okay, we're going to call each other every day. And we had some rules about that. We were very intentional about that, and I'll talk about that in a later podcast. And the conversations that I have with that friend are intentional, and they are growth minded. So in talking to her about connection, we decided that there are levels. And I want to set a structure for us now so that you can see what's coming in January. We're going to talk about those levels of connection. I think the first level of connection that I see is just acknowledgement of another human being. Now, this sounds like, well, yeah, I acknowledge people all the time. But do you? How many times do you get on an elevator and not meet anyone's eye? How many times do you walk through a downtown street with your ear pods in and never look up? How many times are you on the phone while you're going through the checkout and never acknowledge the cashier who's in front of you? Yeah, I do that. I'm sure other people do that. I see other people do that. Sometimes I'm the one who's like, hey, while their head is down and they're looking kind of annoyed, like, why are you looking at me? Yeah, so that's that one level of connection, just at its base, acknowledging another human being. I even acknowledge dogs who are walking past me. They're my favorite to acknowledge. Then that second level is the we have something in common level. I am a kindergartner and you're in my class with me. I am a college student and you live on my dorm. I work at the hospital and so do you. Maybe you are a fellow nurse on my unit. We have something in common that ties us together. We might not know personal details about the rest of our lives. We might not know deeper feelings. We might not care. We might not even like each other, and that is okay. But we have something that glues us together and gives us a reason to interact. And those can be really important. Let's see, the third level is we spend time outside in a social setting. This could be a Bible study. It could be pickleball or golf or tennis, any of your sports. It could even be a CrossFit class. It could be we go out for monthly dinners, or we have that mahjong class or bridge club. That's important too, to have that set aside time to build that relationship. But it's a little bit different than the next level. And the next level I titled intentional, intimate connection. An intentional, intimate connection. So let's take that we spend time outside of our normal schedules doing social stuff in mahjong. But actually, when we spend that 3 hours playing whatever game we're playing, we spend that time gossiping about the neighbors and talking about how horrible our husbands are. That's not a growth set, right? That might be a vent session, but I don't think that most of us are intentional about, I can't wait to get to mahjong and just vent it all out. I don't think we're intentional about that. I think we show up and what happens, happens. And that's okay too. That is an important part of connection. But that's not intentional, intimate connection. Intentional, intimate connection has a purpose. A lot of times it's to grow spiritually. So you see that in your Bible studies. Sometimes it is to grow just into a better version of yourself, a more evolved version of yourself. Inside these relationships, that's where we see accountability. We see detachment, like, I love you, and I don't care if you eat those 500 Oreos, and last night you told me you weren't going to eat any more Oreos, so are you sure you want to be picking up that pack? That's where we have those conversations. That's where we show up to mahjong And there's a card in front of each spot that says, what are you really grateful for today? Or what really awesome thing did you do today? Or what's weighing on your mind? That's where we intentionally have spaces inside that relationship to foster connection to, like, yeah, I know you said your husband was a butthead, but how are you feeling about that? What's your life really like? Those places where we can really connect on a very human level, a very relatable level, a level where we can see the similarities, because pain is pain. It might come through a different way, a different experience, have a different flavor, but it's the same. And joy is too. And when you surround yourself in intentional, intimate connectivity, you have space to share those parts of your life. That's what people get in the group. I can't replicate that in individual. I can't. I can give them one person who wants what they want for their life without becoming attached to whether or not they actually get there. I just want what they want for themselves, but I'm only one person. Imagine what life might be like if you cultivate that you have pockets in your communities that have that flavor of intentional intimacy. That's how we're wrapping up December, by looking into January. Who are our people? Where do we miss the mark on building our communities to support the people we want to become? And how do we have fun? I'm looking forward to it. I will see you next time on Healthy AF.